Okay. Hey, we're doing good so far. It's only 91 degrees in the garage. Electrolytes. Double barrel waters too. So I'm going to get going in just a minute. I'm going to try to do this in the garage. Have my iPad going. And so I'm getting that ready. So I'm hoping to be able to see the comments better. Okay. Let me move this over. Hi, Logan. Hey, Don. I'm going to turn this down. Okay. Let me get in place here, get my chair situated. Hey, Jeff, Cheryl. I think I got everybody. Okay. So what we're going to do is I've got, move this around a little bit. I've got an end cut of Boulder Opal. Let's zoom in a little bit. So as you can probably tell, it's got, it shows some promise here. And so I'm looking at this thing. I've been looking at it a little bit. And trying to decide on what I'm going to cut out of it. And so we have kind of a natural oval chunk right here. And I'm going to try to get a big oval out of that. There's a lot of color in there. And then get what I can out of here. And then right in here, we're going to cut right up through there. And then that's going to leave this chunk. You can see that's kind of fat chunk right there. So there's a really good and fat chunk here. It's not quite as fat here, so that's where I'm getting this oval here. And then we'll get what we can here and get what we can here. And so I'm going to come through here right now and make a cut right here. And then a cut up to that line. So that's going to look something like this. I'm going to cut, well, let's get that in the frame. So I'm going to cut right through here. And then I'm trying to get an oval out of this chunk right here as big as I can get. So I'm going to come I'm going to cut right through here, and then we'll get what we can out of this chunk right here. So the main thing we're going to be working on is this fat oval right here. It looks like it's got a great color bar in it. And from the other side, you can see that the color runs through. I don't know what you can see on this as far as the color, but let me make these two cuts right quick. Okay. I'm going to zoom out just a little bit. So this is our stone, and I cut that off, and I cut that off, and that's going to leave us this ovalish area to work with. And we'll start by grinding in the edge and seeing how deep the color bars run or how they look. And for now, we're going to set these other two pieces aside. Don't know if we'll get to that in the live stream or not. It just depends on how things go and how hot it is and all that kind of good stuff. So let me get this fired up. Put on my PPE. I wanted to do a Boulder Opal video before I clean up my saws and clean up the cabin machine. It just really mucks up the bottom. It gets all underneath these pads I have in the bottom too. But it's so worth it. Okay. Can someone say something in the chat? I hadn't seen anything go in the chat in a few minutes. I want to make sure that it's updating correctly. Thanks, Cheryl. Man, look at that color. I'm still working on getting pits out of the face of this. Working the 80 grit right now. I saw that. You're gonna have to fight me for this, KK. This is one of the most colorful boulder opals I've seen so far. Look at that pattern, man. It's got streaks going through it. Good grief, man. That is wild. Oops, sorry. That definitely has a lot of potential. And man, it's fat too. What I'm gonna do with this, yeah, Christmas. What I'm gonna do with this is I'm gonna go ahead and put this down on the, I'm gonna put this down on uh, the dot pot and let the stones start heating up. I mean, this is really good. I don't wanna work it by hand. I wanna work it on a dop stick uh, so that I can have the best control. Look at the streaks, man. That is wild. Let's take this little chunk and I'm gonna do something here. I'm gonna go get my scale and weigh this before we start grinding on it. Okay, we're gonna start this piece off at 25.5 carats. No, I did not weigh the big piece. I don't know why. I need to make me a ring. I'll blow Jerry away with this. What do y'all think? Just kidding, I don't wear rings. Let's see what we weigh on this big dude right here. .1 carat. Okay. We'll just call this 25 for now. And just a reminder, Wisconsin Rockstalker has a live going tonight at 7:30 Central, and I have a premiere going at 6 o'clock Central Time tonight. And that from there is going to be cutting black opal. Got a couple of pea knobbies. Definitely doesn't appear to be as much color, at least yet, in this piece right here. Plenty of color running down through there. Well, the color coming from that side's pretty good. Well, it's starting to pop through here too. Okay, just starting to get into color down here. So looking at this, I'm into very good color here. I've got some really good color on top. I hadn't got to the color yet on this side, but you can see it's almost there. Just starting to hit color right in here. And just starting to hit it on the bottom too, so. Looking at the back side, I've got really good color here, which is the opposite end of this. I've got something kind of wicked starting to show right here. We'll roll on. That made some color pop out. Got a kind of deep pit right here. I got a really deep pit right here that I'm not going to get out from that side. But when I'm looking at this, I'm trying to get the light on it. Kind of tough to do. Let me see if I can zoom in. Behind this brown, it seems to really be hiding something good. So I'm gonna make this the back. Hey, Chubb. It was pretty close to an oval. I think we can get that. Let me get us back on the wheel here. Let's see how this thing's gonna face. See what I'm missing. Catch up on the chest. Yeah, welcome in, Mr. Chubby Hubby. On this one, the $100,000 question is going to be, is there color hiding behind this? I see some coming in here. And the only way to find out is really to grind down. But on this side, this pit, is deep, deep. I believe it is going to come through. It may not come through all the way over. It may be more like this. But we're gonna find out on it. I'm just barely pushing. So there is a phenomenal teardrop right there. And a possibility of getting something out of there. Looking at this side, there's all the colors focused right there in that one spot. That's as far as I want to take it down on this wheel. And that leaves us with that chunk that was on the other end there. It's got color in it. Showing color from the back, showing color from the front. What I'm going to do is get a weight and a drink, and I'll be right back. This piece starts out at 48.1 carats. Let's see what it looks like inside. This is kind of thin, so I'm going to take it off. Actually, there's excellent color right in here. I'm not seeing anything in this area. Just getting into a little bit right here. On this side, I need to come down a little more before I get into the color, but man, there is a hot spot right in here. Grind it till you find it. I'm almost there here. No idea what's happening right in here. So from the other side, there's good color all through there, that little dog leg. Color's starting to show up here. I expect that color is going to get pretty intense. Looking at the I'm looking at the color bar here on the side. And I hope y'all can see that. Starting to pop now. It looks like I'm almost down to where that color's going to start busting through here. I see the color bar here. It's missing on this side. And then I see it starting on this side. So So the backside's got good color. I've got a little ways to go before I can get these pits out of the sides, but they can roll out. My respirator went back over my mouth there. They can roll out of there, so we're gonna keep going down and seeing. Dang, man, that looks good there. Man, there's a crazy color right in here. I really think it's fixing to pop through on this face. Y'all working up a rock Hammond trip? Look at that, man. Yeah, I think something's going to happen if we keep grinding down. But boy, we just lost a chunk right there. So we got to get that chunk out of there. Um, Either that or it turns into the back side. So I got rid of that chunk. I'm seeing great color right there. And we're almost down to great color up here. But boy, we're getting thin. Oh, it sure rocks a lot. So you can see really good color right in here. From this side. There's good color right there. And there's a valley here that doesn't appear to have any color in it. And then there's some color right in here. And so it makes the most sense because the color bar is starting to disappear. To me, it makes the most sense to split this. Right through there. And then get an oval shape out of that and then look at this. So that's what we'll do on this. Okay. Let's see what we can do with this. We're going to get another nice colorful stone out of this. I'm going to go ahead and put this on the dot pot with that other one. We'll look at this last piece and see if we can get anything out of it. All right. Actually, we're going to save this piece for another day. We'll take this over to the 220. Yeah, I'll get a drink right now. Thank you. So what we were looking at, what we're waiting on doing on this is going to the 220 wheel, just so we can slow down on how much material we're taking out. And hopefully we'll find color under this dark area here. But if we don't, we may have to split this one, and if we do, we'll probably put this one on the back burner. Because, you know, you can see a real colorful teardrop right there. So it's colorful down to there. Sometimes the game's always changing when you're doing this. I can get a really good teardrop out of this, and it may not be the best move, but it's a guarantee, I believe, or as close to a guarantee as I can get. And rather than rolling the dice on this, having something under it, get JJ's hair out of the way. I believe I can split this. Oh, I just did that wrong. I think I can split that right down there. And get a little oval or teardrop that's going to really be popping with color. Something may be here. So this is what we're looking at. Now, that leaves a little bit of color here that's guaranteed, which is right on the other side of this. But I think what I'm going to do is take the safest bet on this, split here, take that, and then see if there's anything else left. Let me split it. Yeah, Jennifer, definitely need to stay hydrated. It'll bite your butt and it'll do it in a hurry. So this was the right move. There's no color at all right here and right there. I'm going to shape this into something right quick, and then we'll dop them up. Okay, it's getting on the small side there. That's got good color right there, but on this side, I got good color almost all the way down on this. There it comes, okay. And that makes you start doubting your decisions right there. But look at that side. Man, I almost hate to make that a back side, but that's a better side. I need to dop these up. We'll get wrapping this up. I'm gonna dop it off camera. Just so we don't have to keep moving things. Check the chat while I'm doing that. Hey, Kelly. Welcome in. So my daughter's in. One of them is. I think that's docked right. I got kind of a wonky looking angle on there, so. Oh man, yeah, opals are the best challenge, gentlemen. Oh, good. Dop up that big boy here. I'm going to bring it over here. This thing is loaded with color. Let me get the dop stick centered and get it spread out to support everything. I think we're there. I'm gonna have to check the water situation. It sounds like it's starting to suck a little air, so let me check that. Nope, we're good. Got one more to drop here. One more to drop. Almost there. Okay. So we got that guy. Can't tell that the colors are picking up real good on that. And that guy, that is a stinking chunker there. I gotta hit that a little bit, get a little heat on it right quick. Okay, we got it now. It moved a little bit when I set it up in the rack, so we'll let that one cool down. Actually, I'm going to give it a little encouragement. That's going to be our money shot on this one. For sure. At least I think for sure. So let's get these little ones knocked out, and then we'll do the big one. I'm going to grab a drink, and then we'll wrap this up. At least the cabin part. There's a soft spot right there, and it's being a little pain. I'm going to wait and see how that does when I go to 600. So this was the second stone that we worked on. Man, I hope y'all can see that as good as I can. Yeah, Jennifer, you're right. See if I can zoom in. I got to dry my hand off. Okay, quit checking. That's going to be a cute little cab right there. I'm going to save that to go to 600. I forgot to turn the fans back on. Let me do that. Grab a drink while I'm at it. Okay, we got this one more for the 220. So this is where we're at on this one. Teals and greens, reds and oranges. It's a full spectrum, and it's a fat, high dome chunker there. This is going to be a good cab. I hope that one keeps going, man. That thing's just got gorgeous color in it. I hope it stays with it. I'll catch up on the chat in just a minute. I saw a couple of things pop up there, but I just hadn't been able to get to it just yet. Man, this is the 220 wheel. Okay, I'm gonna catch up on the chat. Sorry, Mr. Chubby Hubby. I hope that you're dealing with honest people and that they do what's right on that. So I'm gonna have to move this. Hey, Harold. I'm gonna have to move the camera a little bit so we can get down here at I'm going to go straight from the 220 to the 600 wheel. And so let me move this down. Okay. Oops. Just barely hitting it on the 600 wheel. I don't want to be taking off material from the edge, really. And just trying to establish a good girdle on it. and then working on the dome. You're looking good. I mean, this thing almost looks like a Anamuka matrix. It's got so much color, and it's all spread out in there. Hi, Eddie. What time is it in Romania, Eddie? Make sure I got all the spots off where we can. So it's got a little bit of a divot right in here that I'm not going to take out. What technique are you talking about, Harold? I'm not sure. And I definitely don't mind asking. I'll be glad to share any knowledge, but there's a lot of people that are more knowledgeable than me. I'll be glad to share what I know. This little toot right here is gonna overall style. I learned it from the School of Hard Knocks and YouTube. I mean, I just kind of developed my own style, and most of what I learned from Black Opal Direct, watching Justin. He doesn't really cut Boulder Opal, I don't think, or at least not often. But you can learn a lot from him, that's for sure. He's one of the best, if not the best. Okay, I think I'm gonna settle on this. Thanks. Look, it's too hot for my head to be swelling here, so let's see. Just as a reminder what we're working with. I mean, that's not anything to get mad at. This is it's gonna be a nice stone. Well, there's some color just popped in on this that I wasn't expecting. It may be that those light tan spots don't take a good polish. They might, but I'm kind of betting they won't. So this is the jelly bean here. I said I was going to make this video shorter, but man, I'm up to nearly 100 minutes. Over an hour and a half. Man, that color is popping in on this. Isn't that a beauty? I don't know if y'all can see the red flashes and stuff, but man. That's good stuff right there. Bye, Kelly. Have fun with your school. Thanks for dropping in. Okay, I'm going to call it on this, which means I got to move the camera again. We're going to go to the 1200 and then the 3000 and out to polish after that. Let's see where. Don't lose your lunch here. That ought to be a good view. There's definitely enough room on this to dop it up the other way and make a two-sided stone. I'm thinking about it. Okay, let's see here. Hey, Jeff. Look at this puppy right here. I don't know if you've been able to watch. That thing's crazy. And you know, to think that I almost worked with that stone right there today. That'll be another day. Don't get a lead foot getting home, Jeff. Good grief. That dude is loaded. Okay, that's dried off. You can see the polish coming through. Good grief, man, that is wild right there. I'm going to go ahead and hit it on the 3000. Let's see if I can turn this a little bit so y'all can see what I'm seeing. That is nuts, man. That's dry. I'm going to try something. I'm going to see if I can move this camera over the top. Tell me in the chat if you like it better over the top like that, or if you like it better a little bit at an angle like I had it. Let's dry it off. Don't forget to hydrate. That's right. Go ahead and hit this on the 3000. I think I may be about full on my water. I'm getting a little deep right here. Okay. Now we'll be all right. Got one more cab to go here. I don't know if those colors are coming through or not. I'm going to get a drink in 2 minutes. Just kidding. I'm going to get a drink just a minute here, Cheryl, when I stop. But I'm good right now. I am hydrating. I think we did good. I'm going to take it to the cerium and then to the 50,000 diamond paste on felt. But I'm going to get a drink right quick. Cab squeezing soda. I'm missing that. I don't, I'm not understanding that. But in my defense, when I start doing this, I really get focused, laser focused on what I'm doing. When I'm watching other people, I can sit there and laugh and chat and make jokes, but then when I'm the one doing the cabin and it's live, like a stick in the mud. Okay, next. I could really use a light on the end of this to where I can really see. But where I put the main finishing polish on it comes at the 50,000. I mean, I'm polishing right now. But if it's going to take a pop, a polish that's going to really make it pop, that's going to come on that 50,000. I'm going to turn this off and I'm going to go over to I'm going to go over to that last polishing flat lap and wrap this up. I'm going to rinse off the tab first. One down. Two down. I'm going to get a drink. No air flowing over there. polished up. The big one, look at that. We'll get a close look at these. Bull in the trunk in here. Okay. A coprolite edition. Let's see. Oh, I guess we're still on the Mr. C's drink there. So let's zoom in. Get some light down here. Actually, a lot of times it's better to turn this light off. Let me see if I can get it. See how pretty that Boulder Opal makes your fingernails? Yeah, I don't know if y'all can see the color that I'm seeing here. I'm trying to get it where the glare's not on there. There's color just popping. Okay, I'm sitting there looking at the cab and not where I got it in the frame. See, so I can get a little more indirect light on it and see if that helps. Okay, I'm going to try one more thing. I'm going to move this camera one more time. I hope I don't make you sick there. Let's see. Now I'm just trying to get some lighting to where this lighting will be better. So I would think the coprolite flavor would be the diet edition. I don't know what y'all said. I'll have to go back and see what all Mr. Mr. Chubby Hubby was talking about there. I mean, it's funny. I'll sit there and I'll be looking at the stone, and then I'll look back up at my phone, and the stone is nowhere to be seen. I get mesmerized by the colors. You can see how chunky this is, and I'll take a weight after I get it in the freezer, take the cab off, bevel the edge, this back edge, and get it ready to mount in jewelry. I'm not really a fan of that not taking a polish so great right there. I'm hypnotizing myself. Yeah, I don't want to get into too deep a sleep, or I might miss the premiere at 6 o'clock. Okay, get in. So the little yellow spot there appeared to take a polish, so I'm happy with that. It isn't even close to showing up like what I'm seeing. Maybe when I put it under the other lights, it'll... Let me try this angle here. Okay, I'm bumping this a little bit, but I'm trying to get a light. I sure would like y'all to be able to see it like I'm seeing it. Okay, that one's going to go aside, and then here's the third cab we did. That's another beauty right there. Well, that's been fun. That's we got 3 nice calves. We got 2 pieces left that I'm going to try to do something with at another time. And so let me flip that. Yeah, they did. I was really happy with the way they turned out. I'm going to try to move this just a little bit more. I'm really happy with the way that they turned out. They came out. They came out really good. The biggest one's definitely my favorite. It just is popping with color. There's color everywhere on that. Okay. Rock flavored jelly beans. Just don't make them rock textured jelly beans. That might be painful. So anyhow, yeah, those they came out good. I'm going to get them off the dop sticks, bevel the edges, and I'll take a final weight. I'll put that in the description after the live. And that way we can see where we ended up. I'll have to go back and watch. All I remember is 25.1 on one of them. So I'll go back and see where we end up as far as the weights, and then it'll be in the description or overlaid into the video later. So anyhow, we'll do that. Thank you for coming, man. I really appreciate it. I thank you for the thumbs up. That's good. If you like this video, I'd appreciate it if you give it a thumbs up. And if you want to see more content like this, hit the subscribe button, because I got quite a bit of opals to work. Blacks, whites, boulders, matrix, even a little bit of fairy opal, some Spencer opal, and so which is a United States opal. And I've even got some Ethiopian opal that I hadn't worked yet, but I kind of been stuck on the Australian. But thanks for all the comments. Thanks for joining, and I hope you have a great day. I do want to remind everybody, tonight at 6 o'clock, I have a premiere. It's 6 Central Time, U.S. Central, and I have a premiere that is going to be cutting 2 black pea knobbies, black opal pea knobbies, and then 30 minutes after I finish, Wisconsin Rock Stalker is going to go live for his normal Saturday live stream. And I mean, if you've seen that, you know Jerry's a hoot. So I would definitely join that for some fun, and same thing, and chat along while all that's going on. Hope you have a great afternoon, and you guys take care, and we will catch you at the